The hospital was buzzing with tension, but all eyes were on the new nurse who had just stepped onto the ward. Fresh out of training, she was eager, determined, and completely underestimated. The seasoned doctors barely hid their smirks, whispering behind her back, dismissing her as just another rookie nurse who wouldn't last a week. But she carried a quiet confidence, the kind you notice only when someone refuses to back down. Then he arrived as SEAL captain, severely wounded from a mission that had tested his limits. The emergency room went silent as the veteran soldier was rushed in. Pain etched across his face, his injuries demanding immediate attention. Everyone assumed the same thing: chaos, stress, and the usual military precision to follow. But this rookie nurse moved with calm authority, her hands steady, her instincts sharp. The doctors watched, skeptical, as she took charge, navigating the critical moments with skill they hadn't expected. And then, something happened that no one in that hospital would ever forget: a single gesture from the SEAL captain that turned doubt into astonishment. What did he do? And why did it shock every seasoned professional in the room? You won't believe what happened next. The SEAL captain's salute hung in the air, sharp and precise, and the room seemed to freeze. Everyone stared at the rookie nurse, trying to make sense of what had just happened. She hadn't expected it, yet somehow, there was a connection, a silent recognition. Between a soldier and someone who clearly understood the stakes of life and death, whispers started spreading. Who was she really, and how did she manage to command respect so effortlessly? A few weeks earlier, she had been assigned to this hospital with nothing but her training and determination. Her colleagues had joked about her inexperience, yet she had faced every challenge with a quiet bravery. Late nights in the ICU, endless paperwork, and patients who tested her patience. She had endured it all. But handling a critically injured SEAL captain was something no rookie could prepare for. As she worked to stabilize him, fragments of his story started emerging: missions gone wrong, battles fought far from home, and wounds both seen and unseen. The doctors, once dismissive, now watched closely, trying to anticipate her next move. Every step she took revealed a depth of skill and empathy they hadn't recognized before. But just as the tension began to shift, a sudden complication threatened to undo everything, and the room braced for the impossible. The monitors beeped wildly as the SEAL captain's condition suddenly worsened, throwing the room into controlled chaos. The veteran doctors barked orders, but the rookie nurse stayed calm, her eyes scanning every detail, her hands moving with precision. She knew the difference between panic and strategy, and in that split second, her presence became the anchor everyone clung to. Meanwhile, whispers continued around the room. Some doctors still doubted her, questioning whether luck had played a bigger role than skill. A senior surgeon muttered under his breath, "She's a kid playing at saving lives." But others couldn't deny what they were seeing: her confidence, her decisive actions, and the way the SEAL captain's gaze followed her, silent but telling. Outside the immediate crisis, a subplot was quietly unfolding. The captain's team had been tracking a high-risk operation overseas, and fragments of intelligence were starting to surface. There were questions about the mission, hidden injuries, and secrets that no one in the hospital was supposed to know. The nurse sensed the gravity of it, the kind of danger that could reach far beyond the hospital walls. As she worked tirelessly, balancing life-saving procedures with careful communication, it became clear that this night would test more than medical skill. It would challenge loyalty, courage, and the hidden strength of someone everyone underestimated. And just when the tension seemed unbearable, an unexpected alert on the captain's chart changed everything. Leaving the room holding its collective breath, the beeping of the monitors grew louder, echoing like a countdown through the tense room. Every second felt stretched, as if time itself was holding its breath. The rookie nurse's hands moved faster, yet with careful control, adjusting for lines, monitoring vitals, and coordinating with the team of doctors who were now reluctantly following her lead. Sweat ran down her brow, but her focus never wavered. The SEAL captain's eyes flickered, a mixture of pain, trust, and something unspoken passing between them. The weight of his injuries was immense: internal bleeding, fractured ribs, and trauma that even the most experienced doctors admitted could tip either way. And then came the complication they hadn't anticipated: a sudden drop in blood pressure that sent the monitors into frantic alarm. Outside the immediate crisis, the tension deepened. The captain's mission was classified, but a nurse overheard fragments from the military liaison mention of threats, enemies still in play, and a warning that the hospital could be a target. The rookie nurse realized that the stakes weren't just life and death in the room, they could ripple far beyond these walls. Every doctor, every nurse, and even the hospital staff felt the pressure mounting. The room was silent except for the frantic beeping, the rustle of scrubs, and the sharp, measured commands from the rookie nurse. She had come so far, but now, as the SEAL captain's condition teetered on the edge, everything hung on the next crucial move, and a single misstep could cost them both. Just as the rookie nurse thought she had a handle on the SEAL captain's condition, the room was hit with a shocking revelation. A call from the hospital security team came through urgently. Someone had tried to access the captain's restricted medical files. The message was clear: this wasn't just a medical emergency anymore. The very people responsible for his safety might be under threat, and the hospital could be in danger. The senior doctors exchanged worried glances. their earlier skepticism replaced by uneasy tension. The rookie nurse's mind raced. She had trained for emergencies, but nothing could prepare her for the mix of life-threatening injuries and a potential security breach. Every move now carried twice the weight. She had to stabilize the SEAL captain while staying alert to what might happen outside the room. Meanwhile, the captain stirred, his military instincts kicking in despite his injuries. He muttered fragments of orders, warning about a breach, hinting at enemies still tracking him. The room, once focused solely on medical intervention, now felt like a battlefield. Nurses and doctors moved faster, every step shadowed by uncertainty. As if a single wrong move could trigger a disaster, the tension was almost unbearable. Lives were on the line, secrets were unraveling, and the rookie nurse stood at the center of it all, her courage being tested in ways no one could have predicted. And just when the stakes seemed impossibly high, an unexpected sound echoed from the hallway, a signal that whatever was coming next would change everything. The sound from the hallway turned out to be a warning alarm, triggered by the hospital's emergency lockdown. Security swarmed in, and the threat that had loomed over the SEAL captain and the rookie nurse was contained, at least for the moment. Inside the room, every eye was on her as she moved with relentless focus, adjusting the captain's IV, monitoring his vitals, and giving clear, precise instructions. The tension that had gripped the ward for hours began to shift as his blood pressure stabilized and the bleeding slowed. The senior doctors, who had doubted her every step of the way, now watched in stunned silence. Their skepticism had turned into respect. The SEAL captain, barely able to speak, gave a faint but unmistakable salute, the gesture that confirmed what everyone had begun to realize. The rookie nurse wasn't just capable, she was extraordinary. Just as the room exhaled collectively, believing the worst was over, a final twist jolted everyone. The captain, still recovering, whispered urgently to the nurse, revealing that the attempt to access his files hadn't come from strangers, it had come from someone inside the hospital. The very people they had trusted were now under suspicion, and the danger wasn't fully behind them. The nurse's eyes widened, her calm resolve now mixing with sharp awareness. She had saved a hero, faced threats beyond the operating room, and yet the story wasn't over. One last secret lingered, one that could turn the hospital upside down and test her courage in ways no one expected. In the days that followed, the hospital returned to its usual rhythm, but the events of that night left a mark on everyone involved. The SEAL captain's condition improved steadily under the rookie nurse's care, and the doctors who had once doubted her found themselves seeking her guidance. Her calm determination, quick thinking, and unwavering courage had earned not just respect, but trust from the most skeptical colleagues. The investigation into the internal breach revealed the shocking truth. An administrator had tried to sell confidential information for personal gain. Thanks to the nurse's vigilance and the captain's insight, the threat was neutralized before anyone else was harmed. It was a reminder that courage often comes in unexpected forms, and that even those labeled as rookies can make a difference in life-or-death situations. For the SEAL captain, the experience left him grateful and humbled. He openly praised the nurse, acknowledging her bravery in front of the entire hospital staff. She had not only saved his life but had also reminded everyone that heroism isn't defined by rank or experience. It's defined by heart, focus, and courage under pressure. As the nurse returned to her duties, the story of